Okay, good morning. Let's have a look at Different Drum. It was sung by very young Linda Ronstadt at the very start of her career, and written actually by Michael Nesmith of the Monkees. And fairly easy to play. If you skip the harpsichord part in the middle, you may not have a harpsichord handy. But let's go ahead and take a look at it. So the first thing we want to look at is this little lead lick that goes through the whole song sporadically here and there. The simplest way to play it would be like this. Eighth fret on the B string, down to the ninth fret on the G string, then up to the 10th fret of the B string, and this little descending thing on the G string, 10, 9, 7. Now, that was the easiest way to play it. I don't think it's quite the way that it's played on the record, which sounds more like this. Which it's got that quirky little thing in there, and there's definitely a slide up at the end. You can play it that way if you want. I don't know if it's critical to do that exactly like the record. You're playing the song, play it any way you want. Anyway, then we get into the first chords. So the verse chords are like this: C, E minor, F, G, C, E minor, F, G. And you're pretty much playing quarter notes there. There's no fancy strum or anything. About that F, some people don't like to play bar chords. There's guitar players have been playing all their lives who never play bar chords. Not because they can't, but just they have other ways to play it that work better for them. You can do any kind of an F you want. I tend to play this kind, which is like the top 5 strings of an F, and then you add your thumb on the low F string there. Or if you don't want, suppose you want a slightly thinner sounding chord because it's getting too muddy in the mid range there, then I just play the top 4 strings of an F with that low octave F, and that makes a nice sounding R&B type version of that chord. Some songs you just don't want that. You don't want that power chord. You don't want that Iron Maiden sound there. Anyway, but it's up to you. Play it any way you want. And the G, I always play, if I have the option, I almost always play it an open G as opposed to playing the bar chord G. It just sounds better. Got those open strings ringing out. Just sounds better to me. Okay, and then it rests at the end of the verse. It rests on the G for a while, and that's when it goes to the there's a F to G part. Okay. Now again with that troublesome F there, you can play it kind of like there's a string part later in the song, and the bass player is always doing a kind of a a rhythm on that F. If you want to join in on that, I think the guitar on the record is just playing quarter notes there too. But I often play something like, and that's just playing the top 5 strings of an F chord, and you're bouncing between this F on the 3rd fret of the D string and this C note, which is the 5th of F, on the 3rd note of the A string, excuse me, so you can get a kind of rhythm going like. Anyway, if you have 2 guitar players in the band, maybe one of you can play something like that. You probably don't have a cello player. Now we get to the bridge part, which we get into it like this. And then you start this part that I think is pretty cool. Okay, so the bridge part starting on a C is like you have this descending bass run. So that's just a regular C chord. Then you play a C with a B in the bass. Then you go to the A in the bass, that open A string, and then down to a G on the 3rd fret of the E string. So. Then you go to a D chord, and then D minor, ending up with a G. Okay, and then it's back into the verse again. And then after 2 of those, there's that harpsichord thing, and it starts off on the bridge again. I think that's all the parts to the song, and between verses, every time there's that little lick there. And I think that's about it, so I'll see you next time. Go ahead and subscribe if you're getting anything out of these lessons that I do. All right, see you next time. Bye.